everyone, Tracy here. I thought it was about time to have a catch up, and I've been getting asked quite a few questions seeing as my channel's fairly new. So I've made some notes, excuse the notepad, and I thought we'd have a quick run through today and cover off some of the things I've got planned for you as well. So I think it seems I need to fill you in on myself a little bit more, judging by the questions. I used to be a learning and development specialist for an insurance company, and unfortunately I was made redundant at the age of 52. I'd been there for pretty much all of my working career. Had about 4 years out at one point, but other than that, my whole career from the age of 19 had been there. Anyway, what this did do was give me the opportunity to start spending a lot more time having fun at the British Motor Museum, which is the natural habitat of a Tracy. For those who know me, I am very, very into classic cars, as well as animals, bonsais, making a mess, crafts generally. I'm just sort of into all sorts of everything. So I did some of that for a while. I also did some freelance training work for a little while, and then of course COVID came along. So once COVID and all the lockdown business was out of the way, I decided to carry on spending time at my beloved motor museum. The people there are absolutely awesome. It really, I come away from there buzzing, and I go there excited every day to be with the cars and, really importantly, to be with the people there. So thank you so much, British Motor Museum, for giving me a life after. Now, I still do some days there. I do, I don't know, 8 to 10, sometimes 12 days a month. That's all. Very often weekends when the big shows are. In between that then, I've got even more obsessed with my crafting, as you may have noticed. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to spend a lot more time actually videoing the stuff that I'm doing anyway, because I figured I might as well, and then just share it all with you in the hope that I can share some of my ideas, some really basic stuff as well, some things that, you know, whilst they might be basic and there's already videos out there on them, it might be a little while since those videos were made, and there might be a few new ideas and products to throw into the mix. So this was my idea. If I was going to make a mess and have fun, I might as well be sharing it. One thing I have found difficult with doing videos, and you know, there's lots of difficulties, you know, learning to edit videos, getting the lighting right, which I still haven't got, the fact that I don't look as great on video as I used to. Did I ever look great on video? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot of difficulties sorting out the camera, getting a mic that actually works, keep forgetting that I reach across the camera, and there's a whole load of logistics around it. I hope I'm getting the hang of it. But back to the point, I do waffle. Back to the point, what I've found hardest for making the videos is actually looking at the right point on my phone. Because if I look at my phone, myself on the phone, I look cross-eyed. Do I look cross-eyed? I do look cross-eyed to me. Oh dear. Anyway, I've worked out that my camera is up here. So I have a small plastic frog sitting on the corner of my camera now, and I'm trying talking to that. So let me know if this looks better. Hello, small plastic frog. Don't know where that frog came from. Anyway, it is what it is. So I started this channel 5 months ago, simply because I'd had some questions about some of the products that I make and sell on eBay, the model railway scenery stuff. So I made a couple of videos and popped those on this channel, just so that if anybody wanted to have a closer look at them, that they could, you know, a better view than they could from the photos that I'd posted in the eBay listing. They could watch this little video. So I put those on. Then nothing for a couple of months, because really I was trying to get the courage together to start actually putting videos on such as I'm doing now. So for a couple of months I did nothing. Well, say nothing. I made a mess. I ordered some more stuff, much to my other half's delight. It looks like Christmas when the Amazon lorry turns up. I watched a lot of tutorials. I was very inspired by Daniel Cooper, Steve McDonald. Thank you both very much, guys. Pouring your heart out. And a lot more other crafters that I've come across since. More recently to my collection of favourites is Wendy from Toonpish Crafts, and also Claire's Crafty Corner, and many others. So thank you all so much for inspiring me. Your videos are all so good that it kind of scared me off doing them initially, but a big part of me said the worst thing you can do is just not get on and do it, because you learn while you're doing it then. Anybody who knows about learning styles, bit of my learning and development background, for you, those of you who do know about the different learning styles, I'm slap bang in the middle. So I need to learn by reading about it, seeing it in action, having a go, all of those things. I need to reflect on it. So actually cracking on and doing it was a good way to get on with it. So, back to my notes, because I'm waffling. See, I do waffle. My old colleagues won't be surprised at this. Will they, Frog? No. So 3 months ago, I put my first proper video on, and this coincided with my bonsais coming into all their lovely autumn colours. Yeah, they are real bonsais. I've got indoor ones and outdoor ones, and my Japanese maples were incredible. So I took some of the leaves and dried them, and I took some leaves and didn't dry them, because that's supposed to be an absolute no-no. Anyway, I put both these types of leaves into resin and made a video on it, and I found that 3 months on, the leaves that weren't dried, mysteriously, are still absolutely fine and have kept their colour. It is only 3 months though, but we'll see. All I did was I just dabbed them with a tissue and left them indoors for like half an hour to make sure that they were physically dry, but I didn't actually dry press them, put them in silica powder or anything. Anyway, that was my first video. It's video number 1. You'll see I've numbered them all, which seemed like a good idea, so it's easier to refer back to. But now those first few videos were made in my kitchen, so the lighting was okay. I still don't think I've got it perfect now, to be honest. Got a long way to go. I'm just messing about with some daylight lights and those ring lights and things like that, but we'll get there. So those are in my kitchen, much to my other half's delight. Now the worst of that is the fumes from the resin. I really wasn't comfortable with having those in the house around where the guinea pig's in the next room. That's Fudge. Some of you will have seen video of him. My tropical fish, of course, although they live in water, they do breathe air, and whatever's in the air absorbs into the water. So, you know, this I didn't think was great to stay in the kitchen. And also my other half does the cooking. Sorry, Mark. And I was taking up all of his kitchen space with it, and it was starting to really grate, I think. Poor guy. So even though I got windows and doors open and I got fans going and all the rest of it, I don't think I'd really caught up with the whole gloves and respirators and that either. So I've learnt an awful lot in a short time, I'd like to think. Anyway, around Christmas, I decided to have a real good tidy up in what was supposed to be the craft room that Mark had built me a long time ago. It's that's where I am now. You can see there's lots of little really useful boxes, and there's the shelves. I've got hooks on the door for my aprons, but it is the very smallest room in the house. You know how a lot of houses, they'll say, oh, it's a 3-bedroom. That's what this is. The 3rd bedroom is, you struggle to get a bed in it. It's tiny. So that's what this room is. Now, he's put me lots of shelves. I've got cupboards, I've got drawers, I've got things hanging on the walls. I've got one of those IKEA boards. I'm loving that, by the way. They're going to take over the house. My jewellery stash is on one in my bedroom as well. But the contents of this room are spilling into other rooms, and I'm making stuff that at the moment, other than eBay, I don't have an outlet for. But that's where my videos are made. People have asked for a tour of my craft room. Won't take long. I'll just have to stand here with the camera and kind of do that. You can probably hear my feet. I'm tripping over things as I'm talking to you, because I'm standing up. So I will do that at some point when I've slowed down with the videos a bit, because I am churning them out because I've got a backlog of ideas. So once I've tidied up a bit, I know you're not expecting miracles anyway, we're all crafters at the end of the day, but I will do a bit of a tour of my craft room. Projects coming up. First of all, I'm working on a load of dragon things at the moment. I have got a dragon problem, pretty sure. I've got, in fact, most of the mess in here is dragon moulds. I've got a big pile of them. I'm in the middle of doing a whopping big one down on the desk. I could pan the camera down, but I'm not going to. Because this video should be up, hang hang on, this way, how long will it take to cure? I'll probably get the video out within the next couple of days. I've got a whole series of them. Sorry if I appear distracted, there's an Amazon lorry just pulled up. It's probably for me. Anyway, so we've got the dragon ones to come. A whole series of those. We're going to be having quite a careful look at how mica powder works as we go through those. When you paint it onto the inside of the mould, you know, the chameleon flake ones in particular, we'll be having a look at how those all work. I've got some more to do with bees. I've got a lot of bee themed stuff, so maybe that'll be a nice one for the summer, so we'll be doing those. And I've also got quite a lot more beginner stuff coming up. If you notice, stuff's my favourite word at the moment. Stuff. Such a useful word. Stuff and thingies, they're really useful words. And there's my doorbell. Back in a moment. Yes, it was the Amazon man. Let's see what we've got. Got some more resin arrived. I should buy it in those whacking big bottles, really. But I find them a bit cumbersome and difficult to handle. Could do with getting some of those pump tops for them. So I tend to, I've got these on a repeat order, which saves money. There's a tip for you folks. When you order these, anything you're going to be using a lot, if you use Amazon, order it as a repeat. Because if you get it delivered monthly or whatever frequency you want, I think I get about £2 or £3 off a bottle, off a set of this. And obviously over a year, is it more than that even? But over a year, that's really going to add up if you do it with all your main things. I do it with my gloves and various other bits and pieces too. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so beginner projects, that's where I was, wasn't it? I was going to look more at what you can put in resin. So those of you who've seen my alphabet letters and my Valentine's hearts will know that there's a few more ideas I had. I want to try and do tiny rock pools in them. So I've got some tiny, tiny little shells and some real coral sand. I want to try tin foil, just because I haven't tried tin foil yet. And I'm sure you can do stuff with that in resin. And washi tape, origami paper, all of those sort of things. And I want to start bringing fish back into my projects because I've got koi in the garden myself, in a big tropical tank in my lounge, and I've got baby goldfish. I'm a granny. So I want to bring all those into the projects too. Nail art materials I've got a load of too, because I used to have, you wouldn't believe this, my work colleagues would laugh, I had spectacular claws originally. So I've got a ton of nail art stuff I want to play with too. The other things I'm working on is development of a new web store, because a lot of the stuff that I do probably ought to go on Etsy, but I just didn't get on with Etsy when I was on there. And it probably doesn't suit terribly well eBay. So I thought, well, the best thing to do would be get into Shopify and set up an actual proper web store. So a lot of the products that you'll actually see me make in the videos will be going into that store. Now, in addition to that, I've started doing some digital downloads. I'm just sort of attempting at that at the moment. I've done some digital art of dragons and exotic ladies and things like that. There's 3 pictures like that in the store at the moment. And I've done a digital planner download. And some of you will know that also in my community tab down here somewhere, you should find some links to some really basic little bits that I made for myself and I've shared with you. What I plan to do as well is add to those little freebies of the very simple stuff so that anybody can help themselves who's subscribed. When I get to the point where I've got a members page, an actual membership scheme set up with YouTube, I'll be able to then do some freebies and giveaways for members as well then. In the meantime though, and this might carry on instead of a members thing, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I've got a Patreon group. Not particularly active yet. I've only just started it up. But my plan would be that anything that I offer as a digital download in my web store on Shopify will also be a freebie for the members of the Patreon group. So the craft planner, which includes craft fairs, and there's more to be added to that yet as well, and those pieces of digital artwork, those will be freebies in that Patreon to anybody who's going to be a member of my Patreon group. The links for the web store are now live, and for the Patreon group, so they are down below in the description. So I want to grow that and do more giveaways and things like that. I'm creating so much stuff here, and I'm sure there's things I can share and give away. And whenever I make something for myself, like the planner or those, or the, you know, the little cards and things, why not share them? Lots of random stuff in between, like I'm working on, this is still wet, but I'll bring it into, oh yes, it's still pretty sticky. I'll bring it into shot carefully. Little sphere. Oh crikey, it's hot. I'm surprised that didn't flash cure. It's just normal resin, that is, not deep port, but I've put a flower in it and then some copper leaf in the bottom. I just wanted to see, I was testing methods of getting something to stay in place in the middle of a sphere, because we all know, have you tried those baby dragon eggs? I must apply this technique to those, because those of you who've tried those, it's quite difficult to get the baby dragon to stay where you want it. This is what is a tester for that, and as you can see, I've got the flower just where I want it, so I'll be showing you that when it comes out of the mould as well. Oh, must put it down, still wet in the top. There we go. Yeah, so there'll be useful things like that. So let me know in the comments if there's any things that you found nigh on impossible to do that I can try and have a go at and help you with, like that, trying to get the thing to stay in the middle of the mould in place while you pour stuff around it. Yeah, I've seen a few people attempting that sort of thing, so I've come up with that solution. So yeah, if there's anything you'd like to see me try, just shout up. I think I've waffled on for long enough now, so I shall put the little frog back on my shelf. I think it's sort of worked. I do keep looking at the camera still, but we'll get there. Thank you so much. I really, really mean this. Thank you ever so much to those who've supported me so far. As we make this video, I'm at 650 something, 651 I think, members. Obviously I'm aiming for the magic 1,000, because that's when the membership thing kicks in, that's when monetization kicks in, there's so much kicks in. So 1,000 is the magic number. If I can get to that stage, then that will enable me to start expanding what I'm doing here, offering even more. And I do want to share physically stuff with you as well. As I said, I mentioned giveaways and things like that. You know, I want to make, really, I just want to share everything. It's just how I am. So we'll have fun. Equally, if anybody would like to do a collaboration, I know I'm a complete newbie, probably a bit of a nightmare still. But if anybody fancies collaborating on anything with me, I'm well up for it, whether you're new, experienced or whatever, as long as it's kind of something relevant to the crafts that I'm doing. Other things I will be doing as well in the summer. There's another thing just come to mind. Fairy gardens. My fairy gardens are alive. They're done with bonsais. And obviously I make things to go into those fairy gardens, like little ponds and bridges and mushrooms and doors and things like that. I'll be sharing that with you too. Anyway, look, I really am waffling now. So I'll love you and leave you. Thank you for watching. If you've watched this whole thing, I think it's about 12 minutes long. Don't know, might edit it in a minute. But I hope that's answered a few of your questions and given you a flavour of what we've got coming up. Should I just introduce you to the frog? Because I bet at this point you're all thinking, what's this frog? Can we see this frog? There's the frog. So that's what I've been talking to. Squeaks. Oh, it used to anyway. There you go, squeaky frog. And he's sitting on top of my camera. Anyway, goodbye then, folks. Hope 2023 is going to be a good year for you. And I look forward to seeing you on some more of my videos. Enjoy your crafting. Have fun, folks.